What's going on, everybody? We are back with another weekly recruiting show. On this week's show, we got some very talented guests coming on, maybe potentially some future Miami Hurricanes, but I guarantee you they are the stars of their respected recruiting classes. Ross, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next very talented young man?
We have got a phenomenal 2025 quarterback. He's a guy that you're familiar with, Canes fans. This is Colin Hurley from Trinity Christian.
Colin, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Scoop. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. Just glad to have you on the show. And first off, Colin, man, congratulations on winning the Florida Class 2A state title. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
And
you.
This is your second time winning the state title as a sophomore?
Yes, sir. No, I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman now. Yes, sir.
So you won your first one as an eighth grader?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Hey, tell us how that feels, and just, kind of speak about this past season, winning another state title at such a young age.
Well, first of all, there's no greater accomplishment in high school than winning a state championship. And we were fortunate enough to win two back-to-back, actually. And so at the start of the season, there's 650 high schools, and only 8 actually win them. And so this season was really special to us, and I take this very seriously. But it was a story from the start. There was a lot of noise, a lot of doubters, a lot of haters that were hating on me and Trinity. But we just ignored them and played Trinity football, and look at us now.
Yeah, man, you got to love that mentality coming from Colin. Colin, saw your stature at Paradise Camp. You're a pretty big guy. What's your current height and weight right now?
My measurements, I took them today. I'm 6'1", 208 pounds right now.
Wow. And he's only a freshman, guys.
Colin, you're kind of a freak when it comes to training. I mean, guys your age, we just don't see it at that level like you go through. When it comes to training, tell us about your regimen and, some of the routines that you go through that have helped you improve your game overall.
Well, as you guys know, we had a long season. We had 15 games, plus our preseason opener and our spring game. So I took about like a week off, and now I'm in the gym 4 days a week. I have the best training team around me with Torque Sports Performance, and Dr. Tom Gramelli takes care of all my programming, my lifting, my speed work, my arm care, and he's the best in the business, and I couldn't do any of this without him. So I give him a lot of credit for my success. But as of right now, I'm in like maximum strength mesocycle. So it's basic heavy lifts. As of right now, I got a 400-pound squat. Measured that on Monday. 500-pound deadlift.
Wow.
A heavy bench press, and some movement and sprint stuff that I've been doing. And after that, we just move into a new cycle and focus on different adaptation and power and force.
What are your goals this off season? What do you feel that you can do that will truly help you the most to take your game to the next level next season?
Well, I want to get bigger, stronger, and faster, but I just want to get better overall. Just get better at my craft. I'm gonna play some 7-on-7, get some live reps, though, against some top DBs around the country. I'm gonna do a little camp and visit school. I can't say which ones, it's a secret. But this off season, we take this very strategic for me. As if some people have goals and dreams, but I call them plans.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. You got plans in mind. Without those plans, I think, on the way, your teammates and your coaches are going to help you out a lot. Talk about, your teammates and coaches and, just the impact, they've had on you.
I love my coaches. Coach Dormany, he's a legendary coach, 9-time state champion with 305 wins. And he's like a father figure to me and the rest of this team. And also Coach Ross, my offensive coordinator. He's like a father to me as well. Those guys both trusted me with the offense this year. And they told me that they believed in me to lead this team and go win another state championship for this program. So I love those guys, and I love the other coaches, part of the staff, as of Coach Berg, Coach Green, Coach Domo, Coach Lewis, Coach Hardy, Coach Highsmith. I give credit to all of them this year.
Absolutely. 100%, man. And, how was this, season for you as a freshman? Any games that stood out for you in particular? Any highlights? Go from
Yes, sir. I'm pleased with this season, but I'm never satisfied. I threw for 2,200 yards this year. I threw for 24 touchdowns and had two perfect QBR rating games this season. And we had one of the toughest schedules this year. 9 teams on our schedule made the playoffs in high ranking seeds. Um, but two games that really stood out were uh, Clearwater International, ranked 23rd in the nation. That game, they went to a 53-50 overtime shootout. I passed for about 300 yards for 3 touchdowns. And another game that stood out was the American Heritage Plantation game. That game I had a perfect QBR rating, throwing 19 for 21 for 3 touchdowns. And I love some of those guys on that team as of Brandon Innes, Marvin Jones Jr., and Earl Little.
Colin, we know you're originally from Miami, so let's talk a little Hurricanes football. You hold an offer from Miami. Are you familiar with this new coaching staff that's been put in place?
Yes, I am. Uh, Miami is always going to be a school that's at the top of my list. I think Coach Cristobal is gonna, he is a tremendous coach, and he'll do great things there for Miami. His roots run deep in Miami. He's a former player as well, and he's putting together a great staff with Coach Mirabal on the O line, Coach Feld for the strength and conditioning. I think the future is gonna be bright for Miami, and my friend Jakari is QB there, so I think good things are gonna come from Miami.
Sounds like you've been really paying attention to what's going on there. I love to hear it, man.
Yes, sir.
We know you got a ton of offers already, especially for a guy your age. What colleges are hitting you up the most? Who's showing you the most love right now?
Well, I'm honored and humbled for all the coaches that have offered me, but my priorities aren't really on that right now. It was really to lead this team and to be the best 25 QB country or QB in the country. I'm at.
So, Colin, I want you to step outside the box right now. If you were to see yourself as a quarterback, as a football player, how would you describe yourself to others watching right now? We got 100 people in, 10 minutes in. Go.
Well, as I say, I'm built different. I'm a pro style QB with good mobility. I feel like I can get out the pocket nice and fast, deliver a good ball, or taking a run for 10 to 15 yards, get down. I think I have excellent pocket presence as well. I'm poised. I feel pressure, but I can make every throw. I feel like my arm is very strong, and I can generate a lot of velocity as well. Um, I I feel like my accuracy is very good as well. I can fit a ball into tight spaces. And a lot of people question me this year as a freshman QB if I can lead my team and do all of that. So I feel like I did a good job this year.
Wow. No, I thought you did a tremendous job, Colin. Describing yourself as a football player. I'm gonna steal Ross's favorite question. He loves to ask, high school football players that are very talented like yourself. Colin, why do you love the game of football?
Well, I first started playing football at 4 years old in Miami. It's always been my favorite sport, and I come from a football family as well. Um, Football's taught me a lot of lessons in life. How to be a man, how to be a great teammate, um, teamwork, um, how to work hard, how to be disciplined, and I feel like the locker room at Trinity's taught me a lot of that as well. But I don't think if you're a Trinity player, you wouldn't understand that though.
Take us through some of your game prep that you do, before you're going up against your opponents. Talk about some of the lifting, practicing, and the game film you go through. Basically, your overall preparation for that game.
Well, I lift during the season, but I don't lift heavy. I lift to stay like stretch, stay mobile, and still maintain my weight during the season. Our practices at Trinity are very focused and physical. We don't take days off. We practice 4 days a week, play a game on Friday, and repeat the same process every week. But our coaches do a lot to prepare us for every part of the game. We will. I watch film with my offensive coordinator as well, with Coach Ross. Um, we don't talk much about it. We go over it in practice, and it correlates to the game.
Leadership is such an important quality for a quarterback. It's something me and you have talked about before. What makes what makes you such a good leader? Where do you take pride in that? It's a I guess tell us what type of leader you are and what kind of goals you have going forward to be more of a leader as you get older in high school.
Um, well, as a QB, you gotta know how to be a leader for your team on and off the field. You got to be able to lead from the sideline, from the locker room, and everywhere else. Whenever you lead, you got to lead by example as well. Um, you got to have good grades as a QB. That's a good form of leadership right there. Encourage your teammates to get better grades. Um, you got to play through injuries. You got to support your teammates, and you have to make mistakes, and or you got to make your own mistakes and give credit to your team as well.
I think this is like the second or third time we've had Colin on the show. I think we come away more impressed every time for such a young man at such a young age. He's only a freshman, Colin. The way you express yourself, it truly is shows a lot of maturity, and we're always impressed, man. So that I think that speaks a lot of value coming from such a young age. So I think that's an outstanding trait, Colin. Last question I'm going to ask you before we let you go. We seen your film. You got some arm talent, man. You got a lot of arm strength. You got velocity, power. You can really sling the football, man. Tell us about your arm. Maybe how far you can throw the football as well.
Well, first of all, I approach throwing a football differently than other QBs. I don't throw as often. I throw three times a week, maybe, and four times the next. But I have a doctor that oversees my throwing and my training. Um, that's really it. I can probably throw a ball 70 yards with one good hitch.
Wow, that's impressive.
Very impressive.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Wow. Well, that's all I got on my end. Ross, anything else before we let Colin go?
No, that's it, man. That's pretty much all I got too, man. Thank you so much, Colin, for jumping on. I know you had a fantastic season, so we were definitely excited to get a chance to talk to you about it.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
No
Colin.
problem.
Well, we know you're going to do great things on and off the football field, so we'll be pulling for you for years to
Yes,
come.
sir. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
you got
Thanks
it,
a lot.
Colin. Take care. All right, guys, that was Colin Hurley, 2025 quarterback. Probably be the top ranked quarterback in his class. Look out for his name in a few years. We got a couple guests backstage. We got Ryan McCow, James Jenkins coming up. Ross, who do you want to introduce first?
I got James Jenkins here coming in first for us. He is a 2023 offensive lineman from Carrollwood Day High
How you
School.
guys doing?
We're doing great, man. We're doing great. Thanks for taking the time to jump on here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
James, man, how's it going, dude?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. We're just excited to have you on. We've only heard great things about you. Kind of just go over this past season for you and your high school football team.
Well, we started out during the summer getting a lot of big-time recruits coming down to Carrollwood Day School and getting a whole new coaching staff along with head coach Marshall McDuffie. And we just had very high expectations of going far in the playoffs because that was our first goal, was just win states, go far in playoffs. It kind of like set like a standard for CDS football. And we had a pretty good regular season. We went 8-2, and then we fell short first game in the playoffs to Tampa Catholic, who was just known just to be a powerhouse team in Tampa. So, but we were winning in the game. We definitely know we can compete later on. And for next year, we should definitely go farther in the playoffs than this year.
So, James, correct me if I'm wrong. Right now, you're standing at 6'6", 270.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a big human being.
Thank you.
For all the viewers watching, we got over 100 people. Just kind of go over your offers right now and where things are going in recruiting.
So I have 5 offers right now. I have University of Miami, Penn State, USF, Western Kentucky, and Arkansas State.
Wow. And
I pretty much just got all those offers in probably like the past, I would say, 3 months. Late into the season is when I started to, really realize like I can actually go play D1 football.
James, what are you training at right now? What do you want to do to take your game to the next level for your senior season?
So right now I'm training at the Trench Academy in Tampa with one of the greatest O-line trainers there is in Coach Ray. And we're really just working on my bend, staying low. Also working on trying to fill out my frame. Right now I'm at 270. I would like to play my senior year at 290. Just so I can be just a bigger asset on the field.
Have you had your wingspan measured?
Yes, sir. At a Georgia Tech camp, my wingspan was 6'9".
Okay.
Wow. Well, how are you doing in the weight room, James? Just bench, squat, deadlifting.
So my max bench right now that I tested, I would say probably about a month ago, was 295. And we don't really do full squats for offensive linemen at the place I train at. We do box squats to really help with explosion. So my max box squat right now is 505.
Very impressive. And you're based out of the Tampa area, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to campus at the University of Miami at all? Maybe that's in the plans.
No, sir, I haven't. But I know so much about Miami. I mean, growing up, just watching the documentaries, the U Part 1, Part 2 on Netflix, just thinking wow, this team was probably one of the greatest college football teams ever in 2001.
There you go, man. James Jenkins said it wasn't from us. So anyone debates that, it came from James.
James, what positions are you comfortable playing on the offensive line?
Every position. I mean, I haven't played center yet, but who knows when it's going to come. But I've played guard and tackle this past season. I started off at tackle, but then in the later seasons, we got a new offensive coordinator and kind of our whole game plan changed. Early in the season, we weren't really pulling our guards as much, but then we kind of needed someone to step in and pull. And so that's where I came in. I played guard. And so they needed me to play guard so I could pull and wall and kick just because I was insanely athletic at the time for a big guy. So.
We've been fortunate here on the Scoop to have a former NFL player, former Canes player, Eric Winston, offensive lineman in the NFL for years and years and years. He explained to us that the biggest thing for a high school offensive lineman to work on coming into college or getting prepared for college is foot speed. How do you work on your foot speed?
Just through ladder drills, especially like having a harness on you when you're working on your pass bet, when you're working on zone steps, on your pass set, on your pulling techniques, just having some type of resistance to really build speed.
Hey, James, what's the plan this summer? Visiting schools? Do you have an itinerary set up already?
No, sir. This is all kind of new to me, just kind of for visits and stuff. But I know I'm coming down on I think the 22nd in January, for the junior day, at Miami. So,
Okay. Have
yes,
you?
sir.
I guess who's your direct contact with Miami?
Coach Mirabal, the line coach.
There you go. I think he was just hired like officially yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to hear he's been on the road working recruiting, so that's good. What can
Yes,
you? I
sir.
mean, tell us how's that relationship with Coach Mirabal and other coaches that you've been recruiting? Some things that stand out.
Well, with Coach Mirabal, I know all about him from his career at Oregon. He's just one of like the greatest offensive line coaches, for like how many dudes he's put in the league. And I know he's a very serious guy, but I also know he's a very nice coach. So he's always reaching out to me, asking me how I'm doing, like what stuff I like to do outside of playing football, just talking with me. But all the other colleges are doing as well. So I've been fortunate to have good contacts with all the coaches that have offered me so far.
James, describe your game. What type of football player are you?
Well, I like to be violent on the field, especially playing offensive line. You can't be soft. So, but there's also a finesse technique to offensive line. So
Yeah.
I like to say I have a very like in between game between where I need to be violent and to where I need to use my finesse.
Why do you love the game of football, James? Where do you find that passion to go out and compete at the highest levels?
Well, my dad, my grandfather, everyone has been playing football, and just to like carry on the dynasty, and so just to do it for my family, try to and also to give back. I hope I can take football into a place where I'll be able to give back in the future.
Gotta love it, man. James Jenkins out of Carrollwood High School, Tampa, Florida. James, definitely came up very impressed with the way you express yourself. You are as a young man. We're excited to see you for this upcoming season, and get down to junior day on campus, and maybe one day become a Miami Hurricane or play at an elite Power 5 football school. So we'll be
Yes, sir.
rooting for you. All right, Ross, you got anything else for James?
No, nothing. James, just thank you for taking the time to jump on here, and I fully know that we will see you in the Power 5 in college. You've got that upside, so we will see you there.
Yes, sir. Good talking with you guys. Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right,
James.
James. Take care. All right, that was James Jenkins. Backstage, we got Ryan McCow. Ross, go ahead, introduce Ryan to all the viewers listening.
Got 2023 offensive lineman Ryan McCow from St. Thomas Aquinas High School, the big dog school.
What's going on, Ryan? How you doing today?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Thank you for coming on. We love our local recruits out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School. So we're always glad to have those guys on. So it's a pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure to be on.
Good, man. So, Ryan, tell us about this past season. Obviously, the standards are always high at St. Thomas Aquinas, and, how it went for you and your teammates.
Well, the season started off strong with the win over St. Francis, but the next week we fell short in Tampa, and then we bounced back, and then we started winning, and then we got the playoffs. And then I had to go play center for a game in playoffs, and then we just did what we were expected to do in one state.
There you go. That's how they do it at St. Thomas Aquinas, man. That's the standard, winning states every single season. So that's great. You guys, can you continue that tradition? Right now you're standing at 6'5", roughly 275.
Yeah, 280.
280. How are you doing in the weight room? Bench press, squatting. What are your numbers?
I'm doing good. I don't know my numbers because I took a 2 week break off the season since it's long, so I don't know. And the last time we maxed was before the season, so I I really don't know my numbers right now.
Ryan, what do you do to work on your foot speed? We've had the fortunate and luxury of having a guy like Eric Winston on, who's a former NFL player, and he expressed to us how important it was for high school kids to get their foot speed right before they get into college. Is there any specific training you do that really helps you there?
Yeah, pre-practice drills we'd have like 3 rings set up for inside, middle, and outside zones before practice every day, and our coaches would make us go to the right and to the left 2 times each, and that really helped our footwork out. And also ladders doing with my coaches.
During game week, when you're getting ready to study your opponent, what are the first things you try to break down on the film you're watching?
Like how physical they are, or like if they're more of a run stopper, or like they like to pass rush high, or like what's their move, or like how physical and like big they are.
Hey, Ryan, where do you stand right now in recruiting? What schools have been in contact with you, and if any offers you have right now?
I have 4 offers from Maryland, Ole Miss, Syracuse, and Miami. And like Ole Miss has been keeping up with me, and Mississippi State, Pitt, and Miami all contacted me.
Who has been your direct contact at Miami so far during the offering stage?
The O-line coach, I don't know how to say his last name correctly.
Mirabal?
Yeah, Mirabal.
Mirabal.
Yeah.
How's that relationship been with Coach Mirabal?
It's good. It just started since he just got hired recently.
Right. Yeah.
So it's growing.
Great to hear.
Ryan, do you have any favorite players, guys that you like to study film, things you can take from them to help improve your game?
I like to see like some of my teammates like Julian Armella. I like to see his game. And Lane Johnson, Joe Thomas, and Quentin Nelson I like to look from.
Why do you love the game of football, Ryan? You play for one of the best high schools in the nation, and you compete at the highest level on a week-by-week basis. Why do you love the game of football?
Because I've been playing it since I can remember, and there's no better feeling from moving from a man from point A to point B against his will.
I love that answer. Love it.
Hey, Ryan, you going to be down in Coral Gables anytime soon?
I don't know yet. My schedule's open. I haven't really thought about it much. I figure all that out.
Any schools you plan on visiting this summer?
Hopefully I can visit Miami, Pitt, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Hopefully.
Well, you got a great list of offers so far, so we know you're going to be playing some Power 5 football at an elite level, so it's great to hear you're doing well in recruiting and on the football field as well. So great to hear, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're going to be going into your senior year, and you're going to be performing with an elite unit on the offensive line. How do you want to go forward in being a leader? Is there way, being vocal? Is it with your play? How do you want to show the team that you're a leader?
Well, usually I want to show by example, but at St. Thomas, we do this thing called senior leadership during the spring, and when all the seniors come, and we have a leadership course throughout the spring. So that will help, and leading by example in the O-line.
We had a chance to talk with the AD there, Twan Russell, and he was very went into detail about just how much they want to mimic the college style for you guys because they want to get you guys prepared. So, I mean, you are at a school that's going to definitely get you to that next level, Ryan, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, it was a pleasure to have you on. We're big fans of anyone who comes out of St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. We've had your AD. We've had several players from your football team as well. And, we'll just keep adding to the list, like great talent like yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Thank you again for your time, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. All right. That was Ryan McCow, offensive lineman out of St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. Listen, it's the cream of the crop. It's one of the best programs in the nation out of Broward County. Gotta love it. Ross, were we expecting any other guests right now? We can jump
Yep.
into just. Oh, we got someone, Landon Hatchett, coming backstage.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's do it. Introduce Landon to our viewers listening.
We have got 2023 offensive lineman, specifically center, Landon Hatchett. He's one of the guys from my region in the Northwest. He's from Ferndale, Washington. He's a Northwest trench bully, and we got him here at the Scoop.
What's going on, Landon?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Landon, man. So how did it go for this past season with your football team?
Yeah, it was good. Good season. Started off strong, 4-0. We took our first loss in week 5 against a real good team that competed in Marysville Pilchuck. Continued on from there. Went this league championship. Took a disappointing loss there. Lost by 2 in the last 30 seconds to an interception on the 20-yard line. And then our playoff run got cut a little short in the round of 32. But we ended up going 7-3, which for a small town school like us ain't too bad.
Gotta love it, man. And you recently just got offered by Miami, correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you surprised at all from that offer? I mean, I'm sure the coaching staff at Oregon was, speaking with you daily, but did you think you would get an offer from Mario Cristobal and his staff again with the move?
I wasn't sure at first. I actually texted with Coach Mirabal and Cristobal about 2 weeks ago when I first heard about the move. And Coach Mirabal said, it's crazy right now, and but you got a home here wherever I go. And at the time, I didn't take that as an offer, but I called him the day I got offered. And he said, "Hey, I don't know if I made it clear to you, but you got an offer." I said, "Oh, okay." So I wasn't really surprised. I was super grateful. I kind of thought they would, just because of the connection I have with that staff already. So,
it seems like you have a great relationship with Coach Mirabal, Cristobal, and you said the connection you have with them. Kind of go over, that relationship and why do you guys get along so well?
yeah, so it really started when I was in 7th, 8th grade. My brother, he was a 4-star recruit, and he's at the University of Washington right now. And he had an offer from Oregon. He loved Oregon and that coaching staff, and we went down there for visits with him, and that's the first time I got to meet them. And then in the beginning of my recruiting process, just this last spring, almost a year ago, they were my second offer. So they offered pretty early, and I don't know, they showed a whole bunch of love and expressed how much they like me, and it's mutual. So yeah.
Landon, what are you working on this offseason to take your game to the next level? Where do you really want to improve at?
Yeah, I've just been staying in the weight room, getting stronger. But one of the things I'd like to improve on, which I feel I do pretty good already, is just being able to move, athleticism. I don't know if you guys have seen my film, but I pull a ton from center, and so I've been working on that a ton. And if I get even faster there, I love it.
With you pulling so often, I did get a chance to see your film. With you pulling so often, what do you do to train for foot speed? Because that's such a big, vital thing for young offensive linemen to master.
Yeah, we are lucky enough to have one of our coaches be a trainer. So he's in the summer and spring, he writes, our workouts, and that's both strength and agility. So I followed that a ton, and then just now in the winter we don't have team workouts, so I've just been working on just my own footwork in the field. Nothing super complicated, but just stuff I've done in training before.
Landon, have you ever been down to Miami, Florida at all the way in the Pacific Northwest? I'm sure. I mean, it's a long trip.
I haven't quite made it down to Miami. I was in Fort Lauderdale this past summer for a 5-on-5 tournament, but that's the closest I've been.
Are you going to make it down? I believe Junior Day they're hosting. They sent out invites. Are you going to be able to make it down?
I saw that. I was talking to my mom about it. We're still talking about it. We're gonna see if we can make it down. I'm not 100% sure yet or not.
Very cool. And Landon, where do you stand right now? Height and weight.
I'm about 6'2.5", 6'2" 3/4", and I'm sitting right around 290.
Nice.
You're going to be going into your senior season, and you're going to be looked at as a leader on that offensive line. How do you want to show that leadership? Do you want to, is it your actions, or are you going to be vocal? How do you want to do it?
Hopefully both, man. I hope people can look at my actions and follow that. I'm hoping I represent myself well in my actions. And then also in my voice. Yeah, I've always been a vocal leader with my team, and in school and whatnot. And I enjoy leadership roles. I feel like I can have a good influence on people, and obviously at center, you need to be an influencer, leader on your line and on your team. So I think naturally I've just stepped into that spot, and I've been a team captain since sophomore year. So I just hope to continue what I've been doing.
Describe your game. When it comes time for colleges to actually get you to sign, what player are they getting? What kind of player are they getting?
Yeah, man, I like to play the game fast and aggressive. No taking plays off. Play with a chip on my shoulder all the time. I don't always act like the man is better than you across from you. I always like to play like you got something to prove all the time. And yeah, that's how I feel.
Landon, give me your agenda this summer. What schools do you plan on visiting, and kind of what's the plan this summer to get better?
Yeah, I mean, well, I need to figure out some stuff with coaching staffs at certain schools. Obviously, like Oregon, they just lost their coaching staff. So once I get that all figured out, I'll have a more firm set plan. But I would like to get down to Washington. Obviously, that's pretty close, and out to Michigan again, and down to Miami. I'd love to get down to Miami. I just feel like it's an awesome spot to go see and visit and see what's going on there. But I don't really have any firm plans right now. We'll see as time goes, but yeah.
So I got one more question for Landon, then I'll pass it over to Ross. Tell us something, tell the viewers watching, about Landon Hatchett that most people don't know.
Ooh, most people don't know. Man, that's a hard one. You gotta think about that one for a second. Shoot, I don't know. Just any random fact or about football or what?
Maybe you love the game of football. Just
I could do that one for sure. Why I love I don't know. I guess that's true. I haven't told many people why I love the game of football, but there's just something about that brotherhood that you have with all the guys around you, and you love the grind. I honestly love like the preparation for football and the off-season work it is you take to play the game. Like people say, like the hardest work is in practice and the off-season, not the games. And I love that about the game of football. And then again, just the people you're around. You're playing for your brothers. You're not playing for yourself. You're playing as a team.
You're part of Team FSP in the Northwest. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that is the premier training center in the Northwest for football. How has Team FSP been able to help you improve year to year?
Yeah, they've been awesome to me. I came in my summer after my freshman year, and joined their trench squad team. It's like their 5-and-5 tournament team. And just started training there. At Ferndale, we run a wing T, which I know lots of people don't like because it's all, run, not much pass. And I decided to use FSP as an opportunity to get better at that. And it's just grown from there. The staff there, Tracy Ford, who owns it,
Yeah.
he's an awesome guy. He's done super well getting our names out there and getting us exposure and just giving us opportunities. And then just the training on top of that, it's top notch. It's awesome.
You have a guy that is part of Team FSP that Canes fans are very familiar with, and that's Jaden Wayne. And I was kind of curious from an offensive lineman standpoint, what do you see in Jaden Wayne that makes him such a special player?
Well, it's hard to be as tall as he is and be athletic as he is.
Yep.
He's 6'5", 6'6", at 245, whatever. I don't know what he is, but he is super athletic. If you look at him, his arms are super lengthy, which makes it real hard for tackles to get to him when he gets there first. He has one of the filthiest long arms I've seen in a high school player have. Luckily for me, I'm an interior guy, so I don't have to see him that often. But yeah, dude, he's a special guy.
Well, Landon, man, I think the viewers love you. We came away very impressed with you, and we're excited to see how your recruitment goes, your next high school football season, and hopefully you can make it down to the University of Miami soon.
Yes, sir. I'd love to.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I got, Ross. Anything else for Landon before we let him go?
Man, just let's get Landon down to Miami. Let's get you down there, bro. You're gonna love it when you see it. I know Northwest guy. I know totally different world, but bro, you're gonna love it. Let's get you down there.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me on.
Appreciate it, Landon. Have a good night. Take care.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
I got to say, Ross, I liked Landon Hatchett a lot. I thought he was a really cool kid. I mean, heck, I would love to have him down at Miami, and he has a great relationship with Coach Mirabal and Coach Cristobal. I think he opened up a lot in regards to them. I think it's really a strong bond there.
He's one of those kids that is kind of rare these days, but he's a true center, Paul. I mean, that is what he is inside and out, top to bottom, is he is a true center. So, a lot of guys are moving around different positions all the time, and I think he's played, some other positions when needed, but that center position is where they like him because his athleticism and strength. Like he talked about, he pulls a lot. You got to have that athleticism if you're going to be doing that over and over and over.
Yeah, look, I'll say this. He's class of 2023. He was offered by Oregon when Chris was on staff there and Mirabal. They come to Miami. They re-offered him. They want Landon Hatchett to be a Miami Hurricane.
Absolutely. Same feeling I have for Raymond Polito. They just re-offered Raymond Polito as well, who is a guy that they had a relationship with on the West Coast, another California kid,
Just remember, guys, the last three players that we have had on this show, on tonight's show, are all class of 2023, primarily offensive linemen. Colin Hurley's 2025, quarterback. When the 2023 time comes around, you're going to hear these names a lot. And it ends in February. National Signing Day, that's it. Then it's 2023's turn. So just keep these names that we're having on in your head. Get familiar with them, because when it's time for the 2023 recruiting cycle, remember their names. They're going to be very good football players at the Power 5 level.
Absolutely. And we are thankfully kind of entrenched in the 2023 class already. So we plan on bringing you guys some great interviews going forward. No doubt about it. Ross,
was that it for tonight's show? I know you tentatively get everybody and their mom on every show. So
yeah, no, that was it for it. Yeah, no more have to worry about tonight there.
All right. Sounds good. I mean, next week we'll probably have 5 more.
Probably.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. That was the recruiting show for tonight. We're going to talk a lot. We'll probably do a show tomorrow. That's the plan. So we're going to talk a lot about what's going on, coaching staff hires, transfer portal talk, and we'll save it all for tomorrow.
Sounds great.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a great night. And always, all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.